Blessings. Blessings, beautiful people. First things first, let's get some sage going. Happy Jupiter Day. How's everybody feeling? Whew. All right, hope everybody's feeling good. Blessings, blessings. All right, so today, today the topics are first, what's keeping your frequency low? Second topic is, are you tired of drama yet? And and the third topic, sorry, I had to go back and look at the topic. So it's what's keeping your frequency low? 5G mind control, and are you tired of drama yet? Those are the topics. I think we have somebody coming up on stage. 1 second. Okay. While we're waiting for her to come up on stage, so the first thing I want to talk about is just what's keeping your frequency low. Man, a lot of things these days are contributing to like lower frequencies in the cosmos, lower frequencies. When I say the cosmos, I just mean like the ether. And you have to learn how to mentally unsubscribe to things that call for you to be your lowest form of yourself. What does that look like? Unsubscribing, just how you can unsubscribe from Netflix. I don't know who keeps sending friend requests and taking them away. I'm not sure what's happening today. Okay, so just how you can unsubscribe from Netflix because you can watch things for free online. You can unsubscribe from gossip, because a high vibrational being, the moment you hear gossip, it stops at your ears, right? The moment that you are in an environment that is not conducive to your spiritual growth, you're gone. Programming on television that calls for you to, you ever notice lately that most of the television programming, it calls for you to side with like the bad guy or side with the person with like the bad morality, and you like the main character ends up becoming like your favorite character, even though morally he's like it's not all there. Like Dexter, that show Dexter, that's just one example of many. So you have to know what to give your energy to, right? For another example, there's going to be people online in this social experiment that we call social media. The social experiment, I really think, is just one big extension of mind control. Social media calls for you to be like, some social media will call for you to be your lowest form, whether it be trolls hopping in your comments, whether it be, you name it, somebody posting something that you don't agree with, somebody subtweeting something to you. Like, you just have to notice something. At least, like, I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just saying, like, hey, here's a suggestion. When you notice something that is calling you to be your lowest vibration, stop, pause and ask yourself, by by me responding to this, is it going to help me vibrate higher or go lower? Right? Dive deep with knowledge, not your energy. Don't go low with your energy. Hello. And the reason why this is so important right now is because I don't know, like y'all can feel it. Like the vibrations are pretty low. They could be higher. Um, the vibrations are low and they can be higher. And it starts with self. It starts with you as an individual, right? Because just think about like everything that's quote unquote popular. Just name some artists, right? Future, Drake, um, name another one. And then what is their message? What do they rap about? Okay. Name popular. Go to Netflix right now and look at the trending shows. And then what are the themes of those shows? It's probably a, maybe not. I don't, never mind. I don't want to say that. You just have to know where to give your energy to, because this is a spiritual warfare going on right now, y'all. This is a deep spiritual warfare going on right now. And if you don't protect yourself, if you don't sage your surroundings, if you don't keep a circle of high vibrational beings, then you might just end up being lost in the sauce, because every single day now is you have to choose to see the world with love or see the world through what the world wants you to see it through, fear, right? Every single day, as soon as you rise, you have that choice. Like, you'd be surprised. Open up your phone as soon as you rise. Try it one day, 4 a.m. or 5 a.m. It's going to be some people complaining about something at 3 a.m., 4 a.m., 5 a.m., 6 a.m., right? I'm like, bro, you mad at 6 a.m.? That's crazy. That's crazy. So, um, what's keeping your frequency low, right? So, and by the way, if y'all can join, send a friend request or whatever, if y'all, you know, do your thing. I don't gotta tell you what to do. Y'all know how to send a friend request. Uh, what's keeping your frequency low? This also goes for food, right? Man, it is hard in the United States right now to get, yeah, being mad at 5 a.m. is wow. Let me pin that, because that is like, in the gym, you got some people listening in the future at 5 a.m. I'm telling you, it's a real thing. And I'm not judging. I'm just observing, like, oh, wow, human behavior. That's interesting. So the food is really hard in America right now, North America, to find real food. Most of the food at the grocery store is plastic, y'all. Y'all notice that? Most of the food at the grocery store is plastic with no seeds.
Peace, brother.
Peace, peace.
Yeah, man, just wanted to tap in. First off, appreciate you bringing me on. Peace to all the guys and the earths on here, man. You always bringing good vibes, great info. This topic resonates with me greatly, like for real. Like how I knew you was talking about it before, like Netflix and the type of images and the warfare that they're putting out here with the images. I started seeing it crazy back, like with the Saw movies. Like it was like, why y'all keep putting out Saw movies? Like, how can you top the first one? It was super crazy. So on my end, for those who might be in the room, I make music to combat like all the crazy energy that they putting out there. Like I feel like the music is really one of the top things that's programming our people. You feel me? So yeah, man, just keep doing what you're doing, brother. I just wanted to tap in and say that, like,
No, you're
the
right.
spiritual.
You're right, man. Most definitely, it's the music. I completely agree. Like if you look at the entertainment industry, right? Look at all the labels who own like the top rappers, right? And
Right,
then look at who owns those labels, and then look at just keep going up the ladder. Then you'll eventually see that it's like Vanguard, like all of these
right,
stocks and mutual funds that are investing in rap music because they know that the music that's out right now, hip hop, it's 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 like a music to prison pipeline, right?
right.
Like I've never heard of it. Maybe I just made that shit up. But music to
Nah,
prison pipeline, like that's what it is because they listen to the music, and like for example, it's a song that came on the other day in the gym, "Gangsta Boo" by Matcha Latte, Ice Spice. I don't know. She sounded like a Starbucks drink to me, but so Ice Spice came in, and it's crazy though how they do it. Side note, it's like she came out with the song "Gangsta Boo," and then Gangsta Boo just died. Anyway, um, but she came out with this song "Gangsta Boo," like encouraging people, like young men, to be like come gangsters because that's what she liked. And they thinking like, oh man, Ice Spice, she's twerking in the video, like she's hot now, yada yada. If that's what she liked, then I'm gonna be up on it. And that's how these young men think for real. So it's like you're right, man. The music is directly involved with the mind control of the youth right now.
right. And now you're right. I've seen some information about someone who was in an interview, well, not an interview, but a room, and they were speaking about how music will help to generate, to get people, lead them to the prison pipeline,
Mm,
pretty much. So it's definitely been agenda. As we seen, hip hop is now in its 50th year, just this year, and the way that it has become is because those people who've been in control have been steering it in that direction, just straight up, just put the brake on the gas and picking up any artist who was like who was easily already on track following that agenda. And the spiritual warfare is so crazy because when I like became cognitive of this, I was like, yo, they're disrespecting the women like crazy, talking about killing each other. So I was like, okay, we need to combat this. So like I say, the type of music I put out is to empower us to uplift the divine feminine.
most definitely.
Hello.
Blessings, blessings. How we doing?
How
Divine
are
life,
you?
divine life, divine life. I'm absolutely
Hello,
loving this
everyone.
conversation, Ashley. It's so great to be on the live with you. And you already know where it's going. It's just all tribe,
Hey,
divine love, divine life, divine life. I'm so excited. So earlier, I did tap into a live earlier that was speaking on the same concept. And my
We
theory is
waiting on
that
another person
because
to come
the
in.
hip hop industry and the rap industry had literally been indoctrinated by the CIA, is the reason why it was never alive to begin with. I feel as though that if our consciousness and our people actually evolved and grew the culture of hip hop, it would have never been infiltrated. And now we're speaking about going to like Afro beats and things like that, which still separates the American culture, the native indigenous culture of America, into outsourcing it to another country. And that's what we've seen. We've seen so much colonialism. We've seen so much industrialism of our culture, and we
yeah.
still have yet to capitalize off of it. What are we really gaining from the ass shaking? What are we really gaining from the lack of semen retention and all of the outskirts of putting wombs in the forefront of music?
Mm.
Womb space should be sacred as usual. Testicles are not to be played with in musical essence unless you're creating from a higher space. People
Hello.
are utilizing their manifestations into a pit of hell because they don't realize that when you're conjuring these energies of lust, demonic attachments and things like that, they keep you blocked. You
Mm.
can't that is happening with the massive media to infiltrate our people. They have been swindling our states out of our birth certificates, out of our social security, out of our land. And then they're putting up people, ops in the music industry, even in the spiritual industry. Now, Raekwon, you know I got you. Your music, I definitely feel as though it's progressive. I feel as though it's liberating. However, there are many coming up in the spiritual essence of music that are literally tapping into that same demonic force, and I don't appreciate it. They try to paint like, oh, it's sexual liberation, blah, blah, blah. You walking around with your titties out and all this stuff, saying that you any different than Ice Spice is fucking ridiculous. You get what I'm saying? Like, you can't embody the same demonic energy and expect better results. The universe is not having it. And that's why I feel as though music like hip hop and rap has unfortunately become a thing of the past, because the universe and the vibration that we're on in this new resonance, the timelines don't add up. We gotta, like, if you're not producing from the North Node, the universe is gonna slam it down, because we're completely out of that essence. We're completely out of that energy. And the divine feminine uprising is already happened. The divine masculine uprising has already happened. Anyone that's not on that trail, they're going to be left in the last timeline. And where we are, where Astro is, where I am, where Raekwon is, and where all the other vessels of light are coming from, I feel as though we need to be mindful of how we're putting our art out there. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, we look good. Yeah, people know that we have that innocence and that essence of just like, yeah, we can get it done. But don't let that shit be like, you know, bait. Don't let your vagina be bait for somebody to sell your records. Don't let your, you know, your sexuality as a man, or the fact that you can get women, be what pulls you in to get these numbers. I feel as though if everything comes from a pure space, if we're doing that consciousness, like we're rapping about what you talking about, Astro, or what I'm talking about, or what Raekwon's talking about, I feel as though you can't stop the uprising. People not gonna be slaves no more when they hear that stuff. When people want to shake, when people want to move in their solar plexus and out of their sacral chakra with good energy and cleanse out that generational trauma, man, these Baphomet motherfuckers can't stop it. Period. That's all I gotta say. Ashe.
Ashe. Let her cook. Let her cook. Wow. All of that resonated. You know, you got to stand in your truth. You got to stand in your power, because like it is enticing, you know, when you do hear this music, and like it's like it almost, sometimes when you're in the gym and you hear like that new song by or it's probably not new, but Lil Uzi Vert, it's like I Just Want to Rock. When you hear it, like you can start to feel like your chakras like vibrating, and you're like, wait, I didn't say this was okay, like, but it comes on, and you just like, you can't, you know, wherever you are, you're just there, like maybe you're in the line somewhere, but you can just, you know, that they're tuning the frequency in this music so that it does hit these chakras, and so that it can like put you in a mind control. And people aren't realizing that when you hear music, music is a vibration, and your body is composed of vibrations. And when you change, like when you continuously listen to a certain vibrational form of music, then it starts to change the way, like your waves that are going in steadily, right? That's like the electric signature from that music is tuning your, like everything in your body has a resonant frequency, like your ears, everything. So if you're listening to like about murder and death and sex and like all this stuff all day, what do you think your reality is going to reflect?
And then also that when we speak it, people, we should be cognizant enough that what we speak is what we see. What we speak is what we see. And when you're speaking out these death spells, you gotta expect them to come back. And if it's not to you, it's gonna be to somebody near you. So like the community, I think is just like not getting it. It's not getting it. Like even down to like the Ice Spice song, even down to some of the stuff that Kanye did before he really came out and started like doing his own thing. And the music frequency, when they changed it from 432 megahertz, which is the reason why we all love Bob Marley, because it was pure tone. It was literally earth tone. Once they switched that resonant frequency, everybody switched. And it was all a part of, as was stated, the greater plan of infiltrating the pineal gland. They knew that the mass awakening was happening. They have done everything in their power to stop the enlightenment of our people,
Yeah.
not theirs. Because genetically, they can't fathom the sun and the light codes coming in. So it's like, all right, we know this magic because we stole it from their indigenous ancestors. We're going to use it against them until they figure it out. But they'll never figure it out if we keep the drugs in their water, we keep the drugs drugs in their music, you keep the drugs in their food, because what's going to happen? They're going to end up, like you said, music to prison pipeline.
Come on. Yes, come on. Because if that's what they're seeing every day and they see the music videos, the flashy videos, they see, like John Morant, holding a gun, like they see it everywhere. And they're like, oh shit, it's actually cool to hold a gun now. Like they might not even like guns, but they might go out and get one. Or it's like they don't know that, because when you listen to music, have you ever like heard a song and you can't get a lyric out your head? That's not normal. That's not supposed to happen. It's mind control. It's because that music is actually being like, it's a whole like ritual that goes on before these songs are released to the masses. And that's how you can take just anybody. You can pick a person in the street, put them in the studio, and you can make anybody famous now, because nobody has to have talent now, especially now that artificial intelligence is doing its thing with music, and you can take anybody. You don't like AI is going to completely change the game now, because before it was, well, I personally think it was always AI, but now it's like a more upgraded version of AI, and it's in the public now. Everybody knows about it, and it's like in a way everybody's consenting to it because people are now using it. So AI is now AI is the mind of the internet. So if AI knows what everybody likes, then it knows exactly how to control the brain, because it knows what the new trend is, what the new wave is at the moment, at the millisecond it happens. So that power behind mind control music is a dangerous slippery slope. This is why we have to kind of like we have to get back in the spirit of like, Malcolm X, or like the ones who was out there like saying like, no, I see that this shit is not right, and I'm voicing my opinion about it because I know that it's not right, and I'm gonna stand for injustice. And what we're seeing is a bunch of injustices happening. We're all just like super comfortable, and we're not, like myself
I def-
included. I'm not out there saying anything, but it's like, why?
I
You
would
know?
say, I agree with you, and that's why I make warrior rap type of music. I even released a song, warrior rap, in the beginning of
Yeah.
2020, talking about all the injustice, and it was crazy because I shot three videos, um, FEO Vats, Cabin Fever, and Say Our Names, the day before George Floyd's situation happened. And Say Our Names, I'm talking about all the injustice, about the killings and all of that, and it was just very like crazy timing. And it also seemed like I was jumping on a bandwagon of being a social injustice artist, whereas I had already written that music years
Mm,
before. But I felt like I could help usher in that energy because music do move us, and I want to move people in a direction to actually like stand up for what you believe in, because people like you said, people listen to crazy type of music early in the day, and that's already influencing you. Whereas you shouldn't even be on your phone. Like you should be doing affirmations and
yeah.
speaking positive to yourself. And if not, if you are listening to something positive. But people starting the day off with crazy type of music. Music is the most influential thing in the world. Like that's why if you look at everything online, TV commercials, it's hip hop. They're not using like country music or anything like that. And if they are, it's 90 something percent hip hop they're using to market to everybody. Everything is hip hop, is us. So we got to flip the script and make
You,
what's
you know what I think it
righteous
is,
cool.
Raymond?
What's
You
up?
know what I think it is? I think it's because they've realized the power that we hold in our womb space has been so unfulfilled and so underdeveloped, that they can literally leech onto it. Like when they doing root work. Do you think they're not doing root work on these records? Do you really
Mm,
think they're not doing seances to literally like resonate with our sacral frequency? Or not any other frequency, but just the sacred. They say, okay, we know what they like in these essences. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to cater AI. We're going to cater divorce. We're going to cater the mass media to think that this is cool. And then what we have now, we're not even seeing the generation that is like 5 steps below us. Well, not below us, but above consciously. But the younger generation now, they're so confused. They're so stripped from who they are as gods that it's just like they're running looking for a safe space. And these adults are so out of whack because of the training and the electronic programming guides that they have been given for at least the last 10, 20, 30 decades. You get what I'm saying? Like, it's unacceptable that children can't go to school without being pushed the gay agenda. It's unacceptable that children can't go to school without being taught how to masturbate. It's unacceptable that children are being taught by their parents how to shake their asses. And they got them streaming online for views. How the little kids dancing got more views than adults with no clothes on. It's not by coincidence. They are catering the entire market to procure these babies.
You know,
That's the whole
what?
reason.
Social media was actually supposed to be for our evolution, but I truly feel like it was the de-evolution of humankind. Like, I was talking about this the other day on Patreon. Like, we're millennials are like the last generation that have really seen everything. Like, everything. Like, we know, only we can say, like, you know, when we were at our friend's house, or we knew where everybody was because the bikes were out in front. That was our generation. Like, we saw the Super Soakers, the cassette tapes, the CDs, like everything. We could walk to school together. You know, like, it wasn't safe because it's always been like this element of, like, you know, them pushing their agenda, but it was safe enough where, like, Bad Boys was coming on TV, and now we were seeing like how things were kind of evil and like the programming was getting deep. But I feel like the closer we are to nature, the clearer our mind is to connect with other people. Because sometimes when I see like comments online or I see videos, I'm like, it's no way that a soul can be this evil or this low vibrational if they weren't under mind control. So I honestly, it's a gift and a curse if the internet was to go down. Because if the internet was to go down, which it will eventually, like, y'all know this, y'all can, especially if y'all tapped in, y'all can feel it. It's going to happen. So use the internet while you can. But before the internet goes down, connect, you know, with people that you can in your tribe, because when it goes down, that's going to be the best optimal time for you to do grassroots work, connecting with people. From an introverts, I'm sorry, but we got too comfortable with this digital connection, and that's what they want. That's part of the conditioning. We need to get back to the face-to-face soul connection. Like, I think that is what is going to help bring the realness back. Because you can say anything to anybody when you're online, but we saw people face to face, so you couldn't just talk shit to people, you know, because it was, you had to deal with it right there, like instant, like back their shit up. But online, you can say anything to anybody without thinking, like, this is an actual human that these words are affecting. So it's brought a sense of desensitizing, like, the human interaction, which I feel might have been intentional. What do you think about that?
Honestly, I know that it was intentional based off of research that I've done with after World War II, when the Germans came over and they did Operation Paperclip. You notice that there was an uprising of the music change, which was the frequency change, because the Nazis had already had the technology. Psychic warfare and all this stuff is what the Nazis were big on. Even now, you're talking about the Third Reich. We're talking about demons and Seals of Solomon and all this stuff that they were utilizing to win these wars and to get into astral planes that a minute consciousness wouldn't be able to obtain. That these other realms need this energy for food. So we're going to take this technology and we're going to cater to their dietary menu. We know that they need people that are completely drenched in satanic offerings and we need people that have no sense of self. Because if one has a sense of self, then they will know the greater connections to everything in the universe and not be hoodwinked or swindled by these spells, right?
Yeah.
So when they had the let's say Operation Paperclip, and they came over and they all got new titles, they all got new things. They put in electronic programming guide. Now, if you look at the electronic programming guide, it actually directly correlates with the transhumanist agenda. The transhumanist agenda has a specific guideline that was placed back in the early 1900s, like right when they did the Homestead Act, and everybody from Germany and all the other countries came over, got their 400 acres of land from the indigenous because they put up new banking rules and wanted to change things. At that point in time, I think is when the culture within itself just became fish food. You know, like we have less progressive thinkers because it's not conducive for people to think nowadays. They want AI. They want you to go to Google. They want you to go to Siri. They want you to do all of these things outside of yourself to find yourself. They want you to be drenched. Yeah, they want you to be like money, 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 money. You know, and if you can't get it, then it's a demon that can go get it for you. Those demons come with cause, and people don't get that. Even down to going back to the essence of frequencies. If you're vibrating on a frequency that is inauthentic to Mother Earth, Mother Earth is going to cancel you out by itself. You can call it demonic attacks all you want, but the Earth is not having it. The Earth is not having it. That's why people getting so much sickness, even down to like the frequency of change. If our cells regenerate every 20 days, let's just say, then we know that within that 20-day cycle, we can either make or break our consciousness by speaking things that either we want to see or we don't want to see into our life. But if we don't put ourselves in a frequency of wanting to change, we're going to keep being put in that grave. It's no reason why they have graves set up the way that they have it. It's no coincidence that they have death certificates, which gives them titles over your body at death, and they line you up like a computer chip so that they can keep harvesting your energy. They think that moon matrix trap is coincidental. No, it's not. What do you think all the energy from the ground goes? There's above, so below. So it's doing a constant cycle in a south node rotation, and the Earth's not having it. We're trying to elevate. We north node, baby. If it's not north node, where you at? And if you don't know what the north node is, it's just your highest self. You gotta vibrate past the heart chakra. And these songs that do vibrate past the heart chakra, they get cut out of the mix. Like folks like me, if I come out and I start really putting my music out there like I did, when I do, people either steal it, they change the frequency of it so it doesn't hit your heart chakra and clear it out, or they take people and they do seance and say, okay, that one right there, we need to get them out because they know too much. But we can't get them out in a way that everybody's going to know. So we're going to do spell work and do all types of things to counteract what they're doing so people can just really not see that they have to change in order to get to this enlightenment. People keep looking at Jesus. People keep looking at Buddha. People keep looking at Allah and all these nations instead of going to their south. We got our own frequency. And if we don't tune our frequency with the earth, we're going to die. Literally. People don't even know how old I am because I look ages half the time. But that's because I'm in tune, you know?
It's everything around you. Just like, this is why I always tell people who are like on the verge of awakening, go watch The Matrix as many times as you can until like you have listened to every single word and you know exactly what the words mean. That's the only film that you need to see about this Matrix, because it's so real. Like everywhere that you look, symbology is happening because they speak in code. Everything is code. Your DNA is code. There's light codes around you. You receive light codes from the moon. You receive codes from the electromagnetic field through your magnetite crystals in your brain. You receive code through 5G towers in the form of mind control. Like this is why, for example, like Isaac Cappy, before he died, he kept saying he felt depressed and he felt sad and all this stuff. It's because like they have, and research what I'm saying. Don't believe what I'm saying. Go research it, y'all. They actually have technology and it's patent to where you can use a 5G tower and send radio frequencies to people and make them sad, make them depressed, make them want to kill themselves,
Get them
suicidal.
headaches like
Yes.
It's even things that they can put in the food source and water source. Like even outside of that, like you can literally walk. They can shoot it through the ground.
Yeah.
It's ELS, extremely low frequencies. We know about
Exactly.
that. They have no
Exactly.
idea the psychopathic like things that can happen if you're not aware of the energies that you're really picking up from the ground. Those ELS don't they may not feel like anything when you're walking on the ground, but if they switch it up, oh my God, mass hysteria. Like, what are we doing here? What are we really?
Yes. And for those who are just joining, the topic is what's keeping your frequency low. Another thing is y'all really love these Pradas, these Gucci's, these Balenciagas. But if you go to these stores and you look at the tags, most of these clothes that they are selling are low frequency clothes. So not only are you listening to low frequency music, but you're wearing low frequency clothes, you're wearing low frequency underwear. Like, I mean, you name it, like every aspect of your life, if you're not aware, is a part of what could keep your frequency low. So protecting yourself is knowing that like you can get blood clots from wearing clothes. Yes, that's yeah. So go
Remember
out, look
the
for it.
Victoria's Secret thing? Do you
You said
remember a
what?
few years ago? Do you remember a few years ago about the Victoria's Secret thing about how they had the trackers, and then even with Walmart, they're putting cancerous materials in the bras and the underwear and the swimwear so when the sun does, radiate, even down to the spiritual objects that they're bringing out now, a lot of these things have so much radiation in them that if you touch it, you will literally be introduced with like certain carcinogens that your body cannot dispel.
Yeah.
And it's all on purpose. They're utilizing the essence of our enlightenment against us now. And if we don't see these ops for where they are, we're gonna fall back into the same trap. See me, I call out the ops, and then it's just like, oh, how dare you call out somebody who we love so much? First of all, did the devil not once love God? You get what I'm saying? It was a fall from grace. That was a south node thing. The devil chose to be in the south node. That's how he got dominion over the essence of those lower vibrational energies. So for somebody to want to be enlightened, they gotta know, like, you have to be in Christ
What's gonna really
consciousness,
blow y'all minds?
crystalline consciousness.
What's gonna really blow y'all minds when y'all find out that the devil and this God energy, the source energy, is the same energy, the same person. Just like hot water and cold water is just water. One makes some, but a control makes one hot and one cold. Light and dark. Darkness is just the absence of light. So then, God and what we call the evil, like it's the same source. That's a rabbit hole for you. Anyway, thank you so much for coming up. I really appreciate you. Definitely want to tap in with you next time.
Indeed.
All right, sis.
I've always.
Peace. Yeah. Thank you for coming up, for cooking, the brother and the sister that came up. So the topic is what's keeping your frequency low? What is keeping your frequency low? Because there are so many things in the world that cause for your frequency to be low. The food that you're eating, the music you're listening to, the shows that you're watching. How can you change that? Now that we talked about what's keeping your frequency low, let's talk about solutions, because we're solution-based people here. So it's going to be hard, right? It's going to be hard because you can talk about stuff in a moment, but when you're by yourself, then you have temptation. Then you have, the voice is saying, it's okay. Eat the cake today. 5 pounds. So one thing that you can do is, let's say you get a phone call from somebody who you know that's about to load a bad day on you. They're about to say what their boss did to them, or you got somebody that's about to call you with some gossip, tea. We need to stop the whole tea shit. That was put into our culture for us to talk about other people that look like us. So what's that platform? I don't even know what they're called because I stopped following them a while ago, or I stopped paying attention to them. But it's a platform here on IG. They're known for pitting like black people against black people. We need to stop supporting those platforms. I know that it's entertaining to look at like Love and Hip Hop and all that drama stuff, but we are addicted to drama in our culture. We need to stop that. It's something about Black culture, or Black, that's what we're labeled, but Black culture in this country, that they are perpetuating the narrative that we love drama. So this is why the shows that come out, they have to deal with like somebody breaking somebody's heart, like baby mamas, like child support, like all these negative things that have to deal with our communities and our culture, that's painting the theme in everybody else's subconscious mind that this is who we are. So when they meet us out in public, they're thinking like, this is how we are. This is how they're expecting us to act. We need to change the narrative. We not only need to stop supporting these negative themes that put us under this mind control, but we need to get back to connecting to each other, connecting to ourselves, most importantly. Before you respond to somebody online, you talk about their mama, like you do something online that it's not, in the bigger picture, it's not going to change shit, right? So you can talk shit online and all that, but it's only going to add to the lower vibration. It's not going to help raise the frequency. So before you respond or react, right, think to yourself, am I helping to, am I part of the problem or am I part of the solution? Because if you go ahead and respond and you put like some negative energy out there, I think it's safe to say that you're part of the problem. But being part of the solution looks like, you know what? Me putting negative energy out there is not going to change shit. So how about I save this energy and maybe channel it in another path? Go meditate, right? Go read a page of a book, do a countdown, go walk, listen to 432 hertz, do something instead of reacting. We need to get back to being wise beings. We need to make it popular to be wholesome instead of shooting each other. And like, these things are popular because we make them popular. That's why they're popular. Hello? You know? If we stop supporting the things, then they wouldn't have record sales. They wouldn't have concerts. What's keeping our frequency low is our attention to the things that are keeping our frequency low. So remove the attention, change the narrative. We got to do better, man. We got to do better because we are better, right? We are better. I know it's popular to be negative. I know you get a lot of retweets and all this stuff if you're negative, if you're quote unquote toxic. But like, let's make it cool to be like, let's make love cool again. I don't know. It sounds like a good idea to me. Sounds like a good idea to me. So when hate hits your ears, let it stop there, right? If somebody brings negativity your way, you don't have to respond. You don't have to return that negativity. You can say, this is going to stop with me. I send love to you. Peace. I tweeted something the other day that's my life motto. It's like, I don't get mad. I just become wiser. It's like, once I see what things are, this is my Taurus North Node and that I'm fully honoring. Once you see something for what it is, let it be what it is and keep it moving, man. Keep it pushing. Like, breakups with friends, breakups with lovers don't have to be negative. If you leave a space that no longer is conducive to your growth, it doesn't have to be negative. Seek peace. Seek peace. And remove yourself from any environment that is going to not listen to you, it's not going to honor you. Speak your truth, even if your voice shakes, but make sure that truth is not going to hurt anybody else. And nobody's perfect, man. Like, I think just as long as you are aware of what you are doing and you know that what you are doing is being recorded at all times, Once you're aware of that, then you will move differently. It's like sometimes when I see people hurt other people, I'm like, do you not know that that energy you put out is going to come back to you? Like it's guaranteed. It's not a theory. It's not my guessing. It's guaranteed, y'all. This is a law. This is a spiritual law. Whatever energy you put out, it's going to come back to you 100% of the time. So why not put out, you, you feel me? I don't even have to say it. Why not put out positive energy? Like, let's say you throw a hammer up in the air above your car, like your brand new car. You know, eventually that hammer is going to come down, no matter how strong you are. That hammer you threw up in the air is going to come down and wreck your car. The energy you put out is going to come back. We got to get back to love, man. I know it sounds corny. I know it sounds cheesy. Oh, love, because that's what they've made us feel like, man. The music, the shows, everything is keeping our vibration low. So when you see something that is at a high vibration, it's going to disturb you because you're at a lower vibration. Not saying that you're watching this, you're at a lower vibration, but if you are somebody that is under this mind control from like, Netflix and music and all this stuff, and I'm not perfect because sometimes if Netflix got a banger, being transparent, I will watch that show, whether it be on Netflix or another platform. If it's like a deep rabbit hole type of show, I will jump in. But going to Netflix, side note, it's like you ever go to like one of those dirty bars and you try to use the bathroom and it's just smelly, gross, and like tampons on the floor and all that stuff, and you just like, I gotta pee so bad. You just do your business and go. That's how Netflix is. Like it's gross. You kind of get in there, you gotta find your show, and then get the fuck up out of there. Also, here's a challenge to you. Here's a challenge. If you do have quote unquote beef with somebody, energetically let them go. If you can't call them and settle your differences, energetically let the beef go, mentally let them go. Don't let anybody live rent free in your mind. Because when you hold on to grudges, beef, low energy, it literally makes you sick. First, it energetically makes you sick, and then that energetic signature turns into an electric signature, and then your cells register it as you being stressed. Your cells become stressed, and then you become sick. That's how it works. It starts as an energy, then if you let it into your body, then it will make you sick. So why not reject something that is not resonated at the frequency you're at? If somebody sends shade your way, you can't see that if you're on the top floor, if you're on the penthouse, if you're on cloud nine. If they're down there in the dirt, of course they're going to send arrows your way because they want to see you down there in the dirt with them. Misery loves company. So make sure you leave them at a party at one. It doesn't have to be a party at two. You don't have to join them. Um, because that's your karma. That is your karma. You deserve good karma. You don't want to come back here. You don't want to come back here. Make lifelong connections that, like, connect with the people in this life that you want to take to the next life with you, man. Callie, blessings. I see my tribe in here. I see you, Amber. Callie. I'm probably missing some people. But the people that you are connecting with now, you like, I truly believe that you knew them, like you know them from past lives. Um, you see that movie with Jamie Foxx. Is that out yet? Is that on Netflix? They clone Tyrone. If it is, I'm gonna go in there and listen. I'm gonna watch it, and then I'm gonna get on out of there. Or I might. watch it on another platform. But if that show is out, then I'm gonna check that out because I've actually been waiting for that. And it's no coincidence that they put that show out while this is happening with Jamie Foxx, Jamie Foxx's clone. It's a whole another rabbit hole we don't got time for. But keeping on this topic of the day because this is important. Yeah, Amber. Yeah, we got to do that. Yes, good idea. Um, we need more sages. We need more gatekeep. No, not gate. That's not the right. We need more leaders, spiritual leaders. We need more wisdom seekers. We need more because the leaders we have not right now, it's not looking good, man. It looks like the team from like the Goon Squad from what's that show? What's that movie? Um, Space Jam. Looks like the Goon Squad from Space Jam. That's how all the leaders we have look. It's not. It's slim pickings. We need to do better. So we got some people that are in here right now that are listening. That you are holding on to that greatness that's within you that you're not sharing with the world. It's not fair. I don't think that's fair. I think that you were given the gifts that you were given to share with the world. So this is my challenge to you to stop playing small, right? Stop playing small. Share what you have because Source didn't code you with the talents that you have to experience this human experience and give you the mission you have to let those talents lie dormant. So I'm talking to you who I know somebody in here is listening. They're like, oh shit, you're singling me out. Yeah, I'm singling you out. I'm talking to you because you've been playing small. You're like, I'm not going to start my business because nobody's going to buy my product, or I'm not going to do this because nobody's going to. You making up all these excuses before you actually do the thing that you were born to do. Stop doing that. Yes, you're going to fail sometimes. Yes, you're going to run into hard times. Like, I failed my way to success several times, y'all. Like, you're going to fail. That's part of life. That's why pencils have erasers, right? So, starting is the first step. So, my change makers, we need y'all. We need y'all. Like, the back signal, ban on. Like, I know y'all like laying cool. Even me being on IG right now doing this live, this is way out of my comfort zone. I don't like humans that much. I mean, y'all cool that y'all in here. Thank y'all for rocking with me, but this is so out of my comfort zone. Like, I'm 100% introverted. I don't know if y'all understand this. So this is part of my calling being on here. So if I can do it, I know y'all can do it because it takes a lot for me to be on here, you know? So stop playing small. Stop playing small. Get out there, do what you need to do because the world needs you to be bigger than what you're playing right now. It's like one time I heard one of my friends sing, and she was like one of the best singers I ever heard. And I got mad at her for a minute. Like, wait a minute, you've been hiding this voice from the world? That's almost like a crime, right? So whatever, like we need more healers. We need more people to get in contact with the nature. Like we need more leaders, man. We need more leaders. So if you don't know what your mission is, get in contact with your natal chart. Ew, excuse me. Look into your natal chart. Um, know thyself. And once you know thyself and you look into your natal chart and you start to do the work and you start to meditate, you start to like be disciplined. You don't give as much of your life to social media. You start to get like tap in with yourself a little bit more. Then you will notice that, wow, this knowing thyself turned into me remembering who the fuck I was. That's crazy. Look, I done powered up, right? First to start off with you knowing thyself, then wow, it's all that ancestral knowledge, all that wisdom, all that soul wisdom comes back. It's waiting to be unlocked. It's waiting to be unlocked. So take a look up in the sky, man. You could see the frequency is low. As above, so below. The sky wouldn't be looking the way it's looking. The chemtrails wouldn't hold up if our frequency was higher. That's how we heal this place. That's how we break the simulation. We have to rise above the mind control. So that's my message to y'all. Rise above the mind control. Tap into your power. Forgive those grievances. Forgive that beef you have. Like, let people go. If people, the last thing I want to leave y'all with, right? Because we all got things to do. Let things go when it's time for them to go. Whatever that means to you, whether it be a space, people, whatever, man. Like, I promise you, and this is something that I'm practicing in my life religiously. Letting go is one of the best ways to heal, because when you let go, it lowers your inherent expectations, because we've been conditioned to have expectations for people. And y'all know I said that expectations is a form of control. So when you learn to let go, when you learn to like just let people be how they're going to be, and you don't judge it, you just like, oh, okay, cool. You know, let that moment go. Live in the moment that is now. Take the memories, man. Because sometimes y'all be holding on to stuff that happened last month, that happened like 3 days ago. Let it go. It's not doing nobody good to hold on to that. I'm saying this because y'all need to hear it, man. Tap into your heart chakra. Get out of the mental trap that they have us in. Operate from here. And your reality will reflect that. I love y'all. Peace.